Good morning. Alright. I was worried for a second I didn't have the music on and the music starts. I already tell you I chose a thaumaturge, take a thaumaturge, did I? So you no doubt noticed life here in the first week, exceedingly unforgiving, brutal in a word. I had not long been in Norbrand when I realized the mastery of conjuring magics would not suffice to protect the people. So it was a struggle at first to embrace change, but I confess the path of thaumaturge suits me rather well. In Thancred, I spoke with Corail. She described to us the form of our Corey, just as her mother had once done unto her. She's a feathered beast possessed of three heads, both simian and canine in nature, an abomination amongst abominations. Were Alphino to paint the picture sketched by the lady's words, the result would surely turn blood to ice. Keep an eye on your Sholin or Eorzea, would you? I wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if one of them wandered off to inspect the temple's relics. So this over with, shall we? I think we'd be the first people in thousands of years to set foot inside this place. It's humbling knowing they've entrusted us with the history of their people. So Y'shtola's an NPC, a DPS now. A sorceress. Totally not a black mage. Black magic's illegal. I like how Minfilia is an oracle of light. She's just an assassin. She's just a ninja. You don't need to make her class special. I don't know. I'm gonna keep Y'shtola on the team. Oh. I get how the dungeon works now. I understand the mechanic.
Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself.
Okay, full mall tanker, thank you. Oh, he's being more complicated. It's not just left or right this time. Oh wait, this one right here, yeah. Okay. The boss theme remains awesome. Oh.
I shall protect you.
What? I was on the... I'm not getting something about him. Oh wait, I need... I should watch the NPCs and see what they do when he starts to do this big ol'... Oh yeah. Yeah, get on this side of the wall. Okay, I see. I fucked up. Heal me, please. Thank you. Okay, I get it. I understand what I need to do now. I want to not be on the half of him that's glowing, but I also don't want to be on the half of the stage that's glowing. But neither of them are glowing in the you will be damaged to your sense, so I kind of gotta eyeball it. Here, we're good, we're good.
I shall protect you.
I will not hold back.
I got this now. Something stirreth deep within. They're called acrobats.
I will not hold back.
Thancred, there's a bat on me. Thancred. Bat. Thancred. Get the bat, thank you. If you don't mind, I'm gonna pull the other things because you aren't pulling them, and I think we should just make, this work of... Yeah. You gang, come over here. Come over here, fight Thancred.
Are you alright? All that I have and more I bring to bear.
Give me a second while Bahamut recharges for this boss fight. I'm excited to see... I do like the implication that Oops fighting the Light Wardens is probably bad for us, actually. Oh, is this the thing that's yelling? Bat Squatch? And such a beast could survive down here all this time. there's no way to avoid that. It's just does a bunch of damage. Keep the healer on their toes. This right here should be ringing for quite some time. Yeah, let me click the thing. Yeah. Raktika Falls! Is flattery a sin? Forgiven flattery? I thought that flattery was a good thing. gonna jump down until we're done with that thing. Or are they just watching us?
I will not hold back.
Oh, hello. Oh, they're there.
Thy time has not yet come.
Oh, I need to get that. Curious if Y'shtola is gonna, like, stop us from taking on the Light Warden. on targeting Y'shtola? Oh shit, I touched it.
Don't be so reckless.
There we go. And Minfilia is also here. I got enhanced summon Bahamut. Warden of the Wood Falls. And thus doth the night return. Light Warden, that was terrifying. Dankrid? You got nothing to say? Okay. Are you gonna... I feel like we should have suggested that Minfilia absorbed the Light Warden this time, but... Summon Demi-Phoenix! Also grants you Ruby Arcanum, Topaz Arcanum, and Emerald Arcanum. Transgauge will indicate Demi-Phoenix's time retaining. Rune through a Fountain of Fire, try to Astroflow to rekindle. That's my alarm to get up. This is normally when I awaken. Sweet. Let's move that up there, and then let's actually, before we continue this, let's copy this. Okay, there we go. Where don't I have the... Summon Bahamut. Where's the Phoenix? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, level 80. Okay, maybe I'll just do this when I'm out of the dungeon so that everything pops up correctly as it should on my skill list. Leave the duty. Alright, Yushtul is not saying anything?
The Light Warden is dead. The Blessed's prayers have been answered.
Aye, that they have. His condition yet troubleth thee?
It does. Though he shows no immediate signs of corruption, the danger remains. He must be told. Would you describe it to me, Eorzea? Paint for me a picture with your words.
A sea of shimmering stars. Diamonds strewn across a raven gown. Boundless and beautiful. 'Tis an exquisite sight, not unlike that of the source. Calm and gentle and forgiving.
I can see it.
For however deep the void, or wide the expanse, there is no shore so distant as to be beyond the reach of light. Ominous though that may sound, given our present travails.
Well fought. Let us return home. The murals. If I am not mistaken, they predate the Empire.
How can you tell?
A peculiarity of the paint. Most are made from mineral-based pigments. But whatever was used here is older than anything I have ever seen.
Seen in quotation marks.
According to Almet, this sanctuary was built to preserve the wisdom of the ancients. What events do these murals commemorate, I wonder?
Must you always linger after defeating your enemies? Navigating these halls on foot is exhausting.
Come to lead us to safety, have you?
I mean, he has so far.
I was bored. But how is the hero of the hour? Fighting fit, I see. Keep up the good work.
You're plotting something.
Every hour of every day. But never you mind about that. As I have told you 1,000 times before, I like to watch. Nothing more. Well, I would quit this place and I suggest you do the same. There is yet work to be done. Ah, there is a sight to bring a tear to the eye.
You recognize these scenes?
That I do. Indeed, there was a time when anyone and everyone would. Until one calamitous day when the world was divided across 10 and 3 reflections, sundering the land and all who dwelled upon it. And the worst part? No one could remember it. Not really. Just fragments and fleeting memories of an achingly familiar world. Her vision shared of a paradise lost, preserved only in song and scripture and paint. Once upon a time. Yet here we find ourselves again, to look, learn, and remember.
Then share with us the stories you know so well. We are listening.
Before the Great Sundering, there was one world. A world that knew naught but peace and prosperity. Until it was faced with a crisis. Unprecedented, terrifying. Civilization found itself perched upon a precipice, staring into oblivion. But through prayer and sacrifice, the will of the star was made manifest. Zodiac was his name. And by his grace was the calamity averted.
Zodiac.
But he's a primal and he tempered everybody?
Mighty and magnificent, deserving of reverence and gratitude. One would have thought, yet some thought otherwise. From the fears of these naysayers would rise Hydaelyn. She who was to serve as his shackles, to bind him and hold him in check. And so they fought, and they fought, and they fought, and in the end, Hydaelyn was victorious. With all her strength, she smote him, dealing a blow so devastating that it split the very fabric of reality. And thus was Zodiac banished and his being divided. That concludes today's lesson on long-forgotten history. Though I imagine your mother would offer a rather contradictory account, as is her wont.
I'm sorry, I can only assume I misheard. But it sounded an awful lot like you were implying both Zodiac and Hydaelyn are not gods. But...
What? Not gods of the first? Is that what you thought these paintings depicted? Or... Oh. Oh. They are gods after a fashion, yes. But no different from the kind with which you are so intimately acquainted. Formed of faith and prayer, of conviction and devotion. The eldest and most powerful of primals.
You have spun quite a tale. Yet you have not explained the role of the Ascians in all of this. How is it you are privy to ancient secrets lost to time?
I love me a good lore dump.
Finally you ask the right question. And shrewd questions warrant honest answers. We Ascians know because it is our history, our story. It was we who summoned Zodiac, we natives of that sundered paradise. Now, do you see why we yearn for the great rejoining?
Because you're all tempered.
For our world. For our people. for all creation to be made whole again. Wouldn't you wish for the same?
Tancred did tell me about primals. But I don't fully understand what all this means. Eldest and most powerful of primals, gods. If that were Heidelin's origin, that would make... No, I would not take the word of Ascians on trust. It has to be a lie. His oft said it's a matter of, truth is a matter of perspective, yet upon this matter there can be but one truth. Only I pray that it is not his. Well, it was an enlightening experience, though not in the way I had hoped. I don't suppose there's any truth in Emmett Selk's claims? Though recent events plainly warrant further discussion, I think it best that we wait until Alphino and the others are present, Emmett Selk included. How convenient that he should choose this moment to keep to the shadows. Oh, no matter. For the present, we should return to Fanau and make certain of the Umorian's withdrawal. After that, Slitherbow, the Blessed are no doubt elated by what's become of the sky. You're returned, and unharmed, I see. Indeed, I'm pleased to report the Light Warden is no more, in large part thanks to you. The death of a single Sin Eater should make such a difference. As our numbers waned, so too did our hope that the ruins we had devoted our lives to guarding would ever find purpose. Yet here you are, the allies for whom we have waited these many centuries, and with your arrival came the chance to pass on our legacy, the ancient wisdom of the Empire. That alone would have been reward enough. Never did we imagine it would serve to banish the light that pervaded these woods. On behalf of the V's, our forebears and the late Emperor of Ronka, you have our deepest thanks. It is we who should be thanking you. Our journey through the Catania rabble proved most enlightening. To be privy to such knowledge is an honor, one for which I never hoped. Please, you needn't be so humble. But do our duty as decreed by the late Emperor. Would that you were still with us to express his gratitude in person. But sister, does this not mean our duty is fulfilled? To our allies, perhaps, but these ruins cannot be left unguarded. So long as we live here in these woods, the secrets of Ronka must not fall into the wrong hands. Is Runar still here? No, we escorted him back to Slitherbow shortly after you set out. If you would return to the Knights Blessed, we would not keep you for any longer. I suspect they'd be glad of your company. Thank you all, Matt. I look forward to a day when we might share a more leisurely visit to the ruins of Ronka. We'll await your return then.
Ah, you are returned, and none the worse for wear, I see.
You needn't worry about us. What became of the Umoran soldiers, more importantly?
They turned tail and fled at the sight of the night sky. The children of the everlasting dark have also retreated back to Woven Oath. Try as they might, they could not deny the truth of their own eyes. The sunless sea of heaven, full of love and grace, where none need know pain or suffering. In that moment, when the sky's light began to wane, I knew our prayers had been answered. That we were doomed to face oblivion at life's end no longer. When first we met, I harbored certain suspicions about you. Now I see that I was right. You are the bringers of shadow, the warriors of darkness, the saviors for whom we have prayed for so long.
I suppose you're not
Roll credits.
entirely wrong.
Bringers of Shadow, roll
But
credits.
we are not worthy of your reverence, nor have we any desire to be worshipped. If you would pray, pray for your children, that they may one day know a better world.
I will do as you say, but please, let us at least hold a feast to celebrate your victory. You deserve that much.
I'm sorry, Runar, but there is still much to be done and scant time in which to do it. We must go. All of us. For we share the same path and the same fate.
So be it. I ask only that you hold us in your hearts, as we will hold you in ours. Now, and ever after. By the boundless dark, this I swear.
Tonight, when I gaze at the sunless sea, I will think of you, Master Matoya, and all you've done for the Knight's Quest. Safe travels, my friend, and may the shadows keep you. Though it pains you to leave, it's time I return with you and the others to the Crystarium. But before we go, might I speak with you in private? I await you in my chambers. Excuse me, Evano Develin Draco. She said that she wanted to see me in private. Let me double check though. I want to go back to, my macros. So we are level 80 now. Wait, so is Summon Phoenix not a spell that I can cast? It's possible to summon Demi-Phoenix, but like, how do I summon Demi-Phoenix? Is it just, does Bahamut just become Phoenix? Okay, so I guess Bahamut is just Phoenix at this point then? Let me go out and try a thing. Nope, it's still Bahamut. How do I... Oh, do they cycle between each other? So I summoned Bahamut, and this is swapped now over... And now it's Phoenix. Okay. It changes between Phoenix and Bahamut. And now it's Bahamut again. Okay. Okay. That works. Alright. I thought it was the thing I had an option for, but no, it just cycles. Should I keep my macro that automatically sets Searing Light then? Or should I put Searing Light as a separate thing, potentially? Though, I thought to keep my suspicions to myself, but after witnessing your victory at Raktika Falls, I fear they proved true, and so I must share them with you. From the first time we met at Fort Gone, your aether has appeared tainted, suffused with an overabundance of light, not unlike the Sin Eaters. When you defeated the Light Warden, I fear the light which poured forth from it was not negated by Hydaelyn's blessing, rather, it was absorbed into your being. Eorzea also suspects as much, though he's unwilling to share his thoughts on the matter. One thing is certain, with every warden you defeat, the danger of you grows greater, greater perhaps than we can imagine. If you begin to feel anything strange, anything at all, pray inform me at once. You should hurry before the others begin to worry. Once I've sorted my things here, I will join you. We took one last patrol on the perimeter. All things considered, Slitherbow remains relatively unscathed. Thanks to the antidote, all those who were poisoned will make a full recovery. And with the Night Sky return, their prayers have at last been answered. Sorry to keep you all waiting. Shall we be off then? Art thou certain this is best? I'll not deny there's a part of me that wishes I could stay. For 2 years I've lived with the Blessed, learned their culture, even going as far as to adopt Master Matoya's name as my own. But I pray, I did honor it. Now's the time for, not the time for doubt or hesitation. We must return to the Crystarium. All things considered, it's hardly surprising that Alphino and Alice have yet to arrive, but where's the Exarch? My friends, 'tis good to see you again. Alphino, it's been too long. I assume your presence here means you've brought word of the warden hiding in Raktika? Found and slain, you say? I should have known. Eorzea has but recently dispatched soldiers to all corners of Norvrant to defend them. I'm glad to see their efforts were wasted on the Greatwood. Speaking of Eorzea, what came with your meeting of Vothri? About that, it proved to be... Exarch, you mustn't push yourself. Your time away from the tower has clearly taken its toll. No doubt you're all tired as well, having traveled so far. Why don't we all take a much-needed rest before discussing our findings? I have to propose the very same. After your clash with the warden, you deserve a chance to recuperate. It's settled then. We reconvene after everyone has had time to settle in. Welcome back, sir. Return from a lengthy excursion, I take it. The room has already been made ready. Care to retire? Yes.
So there's a light sealed inside you, is there? You wouldn't know it from the outside. You look the same as you ever did to me.
I suppose there's naught to do but rest.
Ah, yes. If they're not asking you to fight, they're telling you to rest. Which isn't to say they're wrong. You'll need your strength for what's to come. Think he was telling the truth? Emmett, I mean. All that rot about Hydaelyn being no different from any other primal. If so, what would that make her blessing? Are we just slaves to her will? Let's pay him no mind. Lies the Ascians stock in trade. Villains, heroes, all a matter of perspective, they'd have you believe. One man's fond memory, another's waking nightmare. Me, I'm no saint or savior. Just another sinner. And I know damn well I'm in no position to judge. When I saw the people of Slitherbow look up at the sky and celebrate the return of the dark, felt good. It was moments like that that I cherished. Much more than the thrill of adventure. The quiet after the storm. I always took comfort in that.
Meanwhile, in Garlemald...
What did the scouts have to report?
Several skirmishes, but nothing of consequence. The fighting seems to have taken its toll on both sides.
A stalemate, then. The Alliance has done well to hold the line for so long. But then they did have Ishgardian reinforcements.
Nevertheless, neither side has any appetite for a prolonged engagement. 'Tis but the calm before the storm. And should the Empire choose to bring their full might to bear?
To say nothing of Black Rose. All the more reason to hasten our search. How close are your people to identifying our next target?
Close enough, though I have received some troubling intelligence. One of our generals posted to the Alamegan front recently disappeared without trace from the battlefield at Gimlet Dark.
Gimlet Dark.
Odd. Dead seems unlikely. Fled less so. I wonder where he'll turn up.
Were I a betting man, I would say here, in the capital. Not that any deserter who valued his life would contemplate returning, but a corpse might, given the right encouragement.
In the manner of his royal remains, you mean?
Elidibus plainly has no need of a new host, so the question becomes who? It may be that another player has joined the game. Something to consider at any rate. But come, there's work to be done.
These bloodless games make for poor sport. Mayhap if father... Nay. I am a stranger to him in this body. Besides, there is but one hand that can make me whole again. My enemy. My friend. I know not what entertainment occupies you, but if you will not clear the way for me, then I shall seize the reins of fate once more.
Those are fireworks, probably, right? That's probably fine. It's just some kind of a party. Casually walk out of your room. Rains. I suspected you might awake. I could scarcely imagine you sleeping through the commotion. An entire host of Sin-Eaters appears to be advancing on the Crystarium. Emergency measures have been are being taken as we speak. Rest assured, however, we are safe so long as we remain under the Crystal Tower's aegis. You may return to your quarters if you wish. But you might feel that way, and I cannot say that your assistance would be anything less than welcome. I must remain here to disseminate information on the other to the other residents, but you are under no such obligations, and thus free to aid any of the townsfolk who may be in distress. The Excedra tends to become a point of congregation in times of need, crowded with those seeking solace and companionship. You may have my personal gratitude if you would offer succor to those there. Maybe it would have been faster just to walk here. Townsfolk are about, and you find none that appear to be in distress. Only just returned from Amarang, and yet I find the Crystarium moments from being beset by Sin Eaters? Where are they coming from? That shouldn't be possible. We restored the darkness. Well, this is a fortunate coincidence. Brother, tell me you have some idea why this is happening. Yeah, I may, but for the moment we'll need to postpone any such discussion in favor of action. The Crystal Exarch is preparing to deploy a barrier around the Crystarium as we speak, ensuring that he is able to do so should be our first concern. There are a number of instruments placed about the Crystarium that function as anchors for the barrier. I'm on my way to activate them now. In which case, 3 pairs of hands would be better than 1? Very well, I'll take the ones in the south. I shall deal with the northern apparatus. You'll handle the western too, though there are sconces on the platforms extended from the upper level of the Aesorite Plaza. I have very little idea as how it functions. It appears you have activated the device successfully.
Sin-Eater sighted! They're coming!
Excellent. The barrier is holding.
That's good news for the Crystarium, but what of the rest of Lakeland?
Lena and the City Guard have taken to the field. Tancred and the others have already joined them. Let us do the same.
Okay. We ought to join the Vanguard as soon as possible. If the number of eaters we just saw is any indication, we're facing a formidable host. Lovely weather, just what we needed. It seems the battle has already begun in earnest. Make haste. Assist them in defeating the eaters before they are decimated. Off the beaten path. Is the round the one that has the... Radis's round the one that has the church that we investigated? Which enemy?
I shall protect thee.
You will rue the day you crossed my path.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh dear. Oh, thank you.
There is nothing.
Hey. Glad to know all the locals have taken shelter. Nevertheless, you can't allow the Aegis to get in the ground with me. Yeah, Lord, you can't be acting on instinct. Lord Vothri's doing the thing. It's as we feared. Task as ever as it was. Turn the tide.
On your feet!
Thancred, can you... Oh no, Thancred's not here. Yet more still come.
If your doubt will suffice, my strength is yours.
May the 12 guide you.
The stars shall grant me succor.
Let's give them a show! We can't be Steve!
Almost. There we go.
There are so many.
Ah! God damn it!
Leader! Yeah! Lena, hold on.
They turned on me.
This one is mine! We need only hold out a little while longer. Reinforcements are coming, remember? The captain said so. We're going to be all right.
Run! Run, damn you!
The Warrior of Darkness has returned. The Bloody Knight has returned. So stay with me, eh? You can't go dying now.
God damn it!
Please let this work. Please let this work.
Sorry, you got no clip on still.
No. No, no. Stay back. Stay back.
Help! Help! Anyone!
Why did you spare me? Why? What have I done to deserve this mercy?
Forward! Forward! If you can still hold a sword, follow me! Wounded to the rear! Weapons at the ready! Let's make this count!
Fight and struggle. Seek salvation by your own hands. Though the losses be grave, endure them. Though the victories be hollow, claim them.
Seems we've driven them back, for the time being at least. The wounded have been collected and undergoing treatment now. Once they're ready to be moved, we'll have them carried back to the Crystarium. The dead as well, of course, those whose bodies remain anyway. The others are helping to treat the wounded. I'm planning to assist in removing them, but even so, we simply don't have enough hands. I'm sure you're fit to fall over. I'm sure you're fit to fall over after all we've been through. Gods know I am, but if you could see to a few more of the patients, it would be an enormous help. Captain Lena's about there somewhere, so if you might also consider asking her if there are any outstanding areas of need. We'll talk later. The pro man gazes up at you, his fingers twitch as if to reach for you, but he lacks the strength to raise his hand. Well... Thank you, but it's too late. One of them, it got me. If I turn, please kill me, I beg you. Don't touch me, I killed her. She was one of them, I know, but...
Oh, I did not see you there. Is there something you need?
I'm fine. How are you feeling?
Injuries are part and parcel of battle. While there's breath in my lungs, I shall see my duties done. Don't pretend you're not of the same mind. You fought well today. Saved a great many lives. Thank you. Unfortunately, this war is far from over. We must replenish our ranks and shore up our defenses before they attack again. Now, if you will excuse me. I am fine.
No, you're not.
Completely and utterly fine. Better than fine. Hale and hearty and still alive to mourn those who are not. Who I failed to protect when they needed me most. We've come so far, so goddamn far. I could have sworn the end was in sight, and now... Now they will never see it.
Impudent worms of the Crystarium! The tragedy that has befallen you is of your own making. Divine retribution for your defiance.
Hey, Y'shtola, have you heard of the Hindenburg? Do you want to make that happen? Can you cast fire?
Have bequeathed to you a benevolent savior, me. I offer you freedom from pain and suffering. A paradise where man and sin-eater might live in peace and harmony.
Great words to say after the one just slaughtered him.
Why, already? Our winged brothers and sisters regard me and mine as kin, alike to them in beauty and purity. But you not only reject my prophet hand, but raise your own against my senators. But it's only right that they respond in kind. Let this be a lesson to all those who would walk the path of sin. The wicked shall not inherit this world!
Author's ship is already gone. How flattering that he came all this way just to give his little speech. Apologize for my earlier outburst. Rest assured I have no intention of allowing any of my wounds to affect the performance of my duties, especially not now. If I may, could I ask you to seek out Thancred and Menthilia for me? They are endangered themselves on my behalf, and it would only feel better knowing that they are well looked after. Thancred in particular sustained quite an injury from that Sin-Eater. I would not be surprised if he were in, Spagarix still? Please, give them my thanks. Oh no, he's close enough. Is it downstairs? No. You're from me. I'm sorry to put you through the trouble. I'm fine, really. The Eater landed an unfortunately solid blow, but the healers here have done wonders. I'm more worried about Infilia. She's not taking it well. Could I ask you to speak with her? My attempts to reach out to her seem to have the opposite effect. She's gone off to the Hotorium, ostensibly to fetch the herbs for Chesamil, but just talk to her, would you? Go downstairs somehow. How do I get downstairs from here? Here. Yeet! There we go. Or am I not on the right? Oh, wait, no, you can go in through... No, it's even further... Oh, no, it's down here. Right? Yeah. What are you doing here? Ankred. It's my fault, you know. I jumped at the chance to help Lena, but I was careless, and now it's my fault. You can make up for it by being there for him. Are you sure? I brought him nothing but trouble thus far. And what if it's worse next time? All I do is make mistakes and put others in danger. I'm sure that he'll resent me for being weak. Maybe he already does. But you're right, I can still help, if only by seeing these herbs safely to Chesamil. There are only 2 left on the list, but I'll need to ask about this one. I've looked high and low, and I can't seem to find them anywhere. Would you mind collecting the other? I would hate to delay any longer than I already have. You're looking for something with soft leaves. It's very fragrant, and in a unmistakably medicinal way, I was told. We only need 2 sprigs or 2. Once you've got them, you can bring them directly to Chesamil. Whoever gets there first can explain that the other will be back shortly. Thank you. I appreciate the help. kill, you told me you'd bring the rest. Marvelous. For this, I can replenish our store of medicines. We've been struggling to keep up with the number of wounded that are being brought in. I wasn't on the field, but it doesn't matter. The patients' faces make it plain that it was a horrible battle. And we're still fighting it, I suppose, though with bitter medicine rather than with sharp steel. But we'll win, I promise you that. Seems I owe you an apology for dragging you to yet another battlefield when you've just come from the front lines. In both cases, I'm sure your efforts saved more than a few. With Spagrix in good working order, the Crystarium's people will be well cared for. More lie ahead, of course. The battles only you can fight. Not that we intend to let you do it alone, but that's a matter to discuss with the Exarch. You know the Exarch? We do? Is there something you needed? You need to tell him something for me. My dearest friend, you see, he was there on the battlefield with me, but only the one of us is here to speak of it. At the end, before the wound killed him, I heard his dying words. I never knew our world was this beautiful, he told me. I'm so glad I got to see the night sky. I don't know how this Exarch feels about what happened out there. I don't know if what Vothri said is true, if our losses are just deserts, and that we doom ourselves to worse by continuing to fight this fight. But I believe in the Warrior of Darkness, in the Crystal Exarch. I don't think that what they've done is wrong, and I don't think we're wrong to fight with them either. My friend, he smiled in the end, just as he smiled when he raised his glass to celebrate the return of the night. That's how I want to remember him. So I want to tell the Exarch, don't give up. Don't give in, please. Well, tell him, you have my word. I'm happy. I was worried that this was the point in the story when everyone would be like, well, maybe we shouldn't fight the Sin Eaters, but no, everyone's like, nah, yeah, Vothri's a fucking stupid. I just want a bird of that man. If you're ready, why not go ahead for the Ocular? You can keep the Exarch company while I fetch Alphino. Don't worry, I mean to borrow the swiftest Amaro I can find, so we shouldn't keep you for too long. Be sure to pass on that message, eh? Tales of your heroism on the battlefield precede you, though I must confess I found them more gladdening than surprising. I hear no few of our people have you to thank for plucking them from the jaws of death. Would that they had not needed saving to begin with, but the responsibility for that lies with me. One of our soldiers said that, thank you. Rest assured that I fully intend to continue our work. I will not shirk from what that must be done, now least of all. Though I mourn the lost, I will not lose myself to grief. And even should regret be my constant companion, I will follow the path I have chosen to its end. We have some time before the others arrive, if you'd like to talk. If I were to confess any doubts I might harbor, no one need ever know. No, I believe you have enough burdens without my adding to them. Nevertheless, thank you.
My friends, with your aid, we have weathered a brutal assault.
sorry I'm late, though I would not have been had anyone thought to notify me in advance.
As I was saying, it was only with your aid that we weathered this assault. Without it, the Crystarium and all who dwell here would now be gone.
For each we saved, another perished. If there is anything else we can do to help, anything at all, you need only ask. This is our home too, and we want nothing more than to keep it safe.
Thank you. We are blessed to have you with us. As for the attack itself, Vorthri may call it divine retribution, but Sin Eaters are creatures of instinct. A coordinated assault is unprecedented. Moreover, in the absence of a Light Warden, there should have been no compulsion for lesser Sin Eaters to congregate here en masse. All of which points to a single, unavoidable conclusion.
That these minions of light answer to a higher power. He who did claim kinship with them, who did boast of control, not in idleness, 'twould seem, but in earnest. Lord Vorthri.
Indeed. What I mistook for bluster was in fact the truth. The Sin Eaters are his to command. But if he imagines this show of force will convince us to bend the knee, he is sorely mistaken.
I take it your meeting in Yulmore did not end well.
You could say that, yes. But I am wiser for the experience nevertheless. It appears he has mastered a technique which allows him to enslave the minds of others. A fact I discovered when he attempted to use it on me.
That would go some way towards explaining the peculiar reverence afforded him by his subjects. There may feasibly be a handful of true believers among them, I suppose, but it would not surprise me if the vast majority were in his thrall.
Had I not anticipated his treachery, I might well have joined them. But seeing his invitation for what it was, I sent a glamour in my stead. I rather doubt such tricks will avail me a second time, however.
Did you have any luck tracking down the Light Warden in Calusia?
Sadly, I have nothing to report on that front. What of Arm-Arang?
After a fruitless few days scouring ruins, I resorted to asking the locals. While no one I spoke to had seen any sign of the Warden, I did uncover a possible lead. An abandoned mine in western Arm-Arang. From what the Maud told me, it would be a perfect place to stay out of sight. Of course, I could never hope to explore such a labyrinth quickly or safely on my own, so I returned here.
Even should we all join in the endeavor, an exhaustive search could take weeks, and with no guarantee of finding anything.
The Wardens harbor vast reservoirs of primordial light, do they not? Far beyond anything found in lesser Sin Eaters. And isn't it true that the Oracle could see the light of a Sin Eater from miles away? Surely a Warden would seem like a blazing beacon by comparison. To the real Oracle of Light, I mean. The real Menphilia. If we travel to Arm-Arang, to the south where she halted the flood, I could summon her back. What do you think?
Don't.
Don't what? Do what I can. What we both know is right.
Do not presume to know my mind. You have no idea what you're proposing.
But I do! I know why you never said anything. Because you thought you could keep me safe by keeping me in the dark. And maybe I thought so too. But I knew, Thancred. I always knew.
Oh, I see. I thought you were a rather underwhelming reincarnation. But it all makes sense now. The Oracle lies dormant within you, doesn't she? But to draw on her true power, you must become one, both body and soul. To wit, one being must consume the other. Who shall be the lucky winner?
This doesn't concern you, Ascian.
But it plainly concerns you. Which is why your heart is ready to burst out of your chest. Despite the raging tempest in your bosom, however, you have never once opened up to your young charge. Now, why would that be? Love. Well, I for one think it's a marvelous idea. Certainly more promising than any of your other suggestions. So, it's off to Armorang we go.
I'll meet you at the gates.
This course is this is the course you agreed on. I will not object, though I'm afraid it'll be difficult for us to spare any other guard to accompany you. But I can promise you that you'll be well looked upon after you return. Just see that you do return, alright? If I had only been able to locate Calusius Light Warden, I might not have come to this. I can't imagine what Thancred must be feeling to behave this way. To say he's changed this coming year would be an understatement. He may as well be a different person. He reminds me of father. He argued with us for months about our plan to go to Eorzea, but in the end, he accepted our decision. I do hope he's doing well. Until he demonstrated impressive resolve just now, it seems that she understands what must be done, though I do wonder if she's truly prepared to make the choice. Should she falter, it will fall to Thancred to guide her, however much he wishes it were otherwise. Though Thancred hath long known whither this path doth lead, his journey hath brought him no closer to acceptance. Will you never grow tired of shuffling your feet? If you have something to ask of me, ask! Tell me about Zodiark. As told you before, Zodiark's a creation of my people, the first people. We summoned him as your kind might summon a primal, albeit an infinitely more powerful one. And like one of your primals, he tempered us. It was only natural. There is no resisting such power. And so we Ascians came to exist solely to bring about the rule of darkness, his darkness. Of course, some would call us evil for it, and they would be fools, though that is to be expected given their innate ability to conceive of the nature of our universe. Inability to conceive the nature of the universe. But I believe I'm repeating myself. Do you not trust me to speak honestly? Do you hope to catch me in a lie? Really, I have no need of deception, and even if I did, I assure you, you'd find it quite indistinguishable from the truth. Sorry to be so insistent, but I know this is the only way. If you're willing to give me a chance, come with us. Sorry for the wait. I'm ready now. You sure you want to do this? Completely sure? Look, no matter what happens to me, I'm sure that I don't want to go back to being who I was. I want to be stronger, strong enough to face my destiny, and I want to believe that I can play a part in saving this world. I hope you can find it in yourself to believe it too. When you put it that way, how could we not? It's your decision to make. Just be sure that you're prepared when the time comes. If all are assembled, then shall we depart? We'll follow your lead. What route would you have us take? About that, there's something I neglected to mention. We saw Eorzea airship coming to land over Almareng when I was on my way back to the Crystarium. No doubt the same vessel that bore Valthry's forces to Raktika. Meaning we can expect to encounter armed resistance on our journey through the region. Right, now Nebeth Areng lies in the south reaches of Almareng, and there are two routes we can take to get there. The first is the eastern route, which would lead us past Mordsuk. The other one is the western route, which would require us to pass through the Hills of Amber. Nymphilia and I took the eastern route last time. Yes, it's a more well-trodden path that also makes for easier traversal of the Naboth Severance. But we can't use it. If we did, we'd need to cross the Severance from a point nearby at the inn at Journey's Head. If the Eomorians caught wind of our approach, it could very well bring them into contact with the inn and its patients, and we can't be sure that their activities would not meet. And we can be sure that their activities would not meet with Valthry's approval. We'll make the journey more arduous, but I believe it would be safer to take the western route, which brings me to my proposition. While you make for the Hills of Amber in the west, I will draw the Eomorians' attention elsewhere to an area in the east I know to be uninhabited. That way we have a chance at reaching Naboth Areng unopposed and without risk to civilians. I cannot deny this sound plan, but nor can I allow you to go alone. My skills would make your task somewhat easier, will they not? I will accompany you as well. It will afford us a chance to have a proper conversation. And if I go with the others, I'm likely to say something Thancred will regret. Well then, we'll leave the work of distracting Valthry's forces to you. The rest of us will take the western route and try to avoid attracting attention. With that in mind, I think it best that we follow the road from the bridges. We'll move faster with the solid path under our feet. We'll borrow a few Amaro for our own journey. I'll leave the rest to you, Nymphilia. Thank you. I'll try not to disappoint. I can fly here. There you are. The gate leading to Almareng is just up ahead. In all the time I've been here, I'd never ventured into the Hills of Amber. Not that I'm particularly intimidated by new lands at this point, but we have more than enough reason to be cautious as it is. Keep an eye on Nymphilia, would you? Off so soon? You barely had time to recover from the battle. You're certain I'm hardly in a position to question you.
take comfort in the bonds you share. Accept the pain when the time comes to part. Press on, for joy and sorrow walk hand in hand. Beyond Mount Garrick lie the hills of Amber, beneath which run hidden veins of mineral wealth. Or ran, at least. Mayhap they are spent. Or mayhap the ringing of hammers can yet be heard below.
Well, it's Ardbert who's the narrator. I thought it was the Crystal Exarch, but listening to it now, I'm like, no, that's Ardbert's voice. This place has been scarred by the flood too. Who can say what lies ahead? But whatever else is whatever else this road may be, it is mine to travel, and I don't plan to take a moment of time I spend on it for granted. Take it you're seeing what I'm seeing? Finding a village when we're hardly 10 paces into the hills is a surprising stroke of luck, especially given our recent fortunes, but you won't hear any complaints from me. Let's see if the folk who live there can tell us what to expect from the road ahead. You sell? No, you're no merchant, but then why do I know your face? I remember you spent Verbert gold! Such a coin purse cracking, you are already a legend among moored traders. A traveling merchant then, can you tell us of this village? Of course, anything for valued customers. This place is Garrick. Before the flood, it was home to many miners. After, not so many. Now, none. Some Master Gengen borrowed the village, made it into a trading post. Very convenient location. In which case, you must be familiar with the local roads, correct? We're on our way to Navatharang ourselves. If we continue south from here, will we have any difficulties reaching it? Oh yes, great difficulty. The flood rent stone and crushed the mines surrounding Navatharang. Only steep cliffs collapsed. Tunnels remain. Oh no. Well, surely there must be some way. Do you think that the other, any of the other moored might have some sort of hidden route? Perhaps. You ask, they tell. Tell for free, even. To friends of our best customer. Wonderful. Thank you for your help. Well then, best customer, let's see what information your reputation buys us. If there's no way to the town from here, why is there a trade post? This feels like a pretty shit place for a trade post. You wish to go to Navatharang? There was a way once, a gondola down from the cliffs, but it was built for those who had left something behind that they wished to retrieve. Now there's nothing left and no one uses it. You may search for it if you like, but I doubt its rusted wires would bear your weight. Perhaps we ought to inquire upon the matter of Eomorian forces in the region as well. You're welcome to use our well if you are planning to cross the desert. You can take as much as you can carry. For Navatharang, airship is best. Nothing faster than an airship. Eomorians have one, I hear. You can ask them to take you. Yep, I'll ask them. Got it. I'll lead by asking about how business is, then mention you, and then ask about the route. That should work, right? Minfilia trying to figure out how to people. Oh, that's a surprise. Not many bound for Nabatharang these days. I know of a trolley that once went there. I used to travel between the settlements and mines of the Hills of Amber. It's locked behind a gate, however. I assume that it will have kept it from being stolen or damaged, but it also prevents it from being of much use. Apparently, though their army is definitely in Amarang, there have been no sightings of Umorians at all in the Hills of Amber. Perhaps we can take that as a sign that Alice's plan has borne fruit. Do you have any better luck of finding us a route forward? These are our options. What do you think? We get an airship, not from Bothri, obviously. We could perhaps use a Morrow, but even from a distance, I can't imagine the Emolian army wouldn't spot us if we were to travel by air. Try the gondola, might die, but eh. I'd rather not. If it's all the same to you, if it went poorly, we couldn't simply wave our hands and vanish into the ether like Y'shtola. Not that I would recommend it, even if we could. It does seem to be the least risky of our options, and I can't imagine one gate is enough to thwart you. I'd like to know a bit more before we dash up in search of it, though. Perhaps Zunzun can offer some insight. Valued customers, what were the other mode of help? Of a fashion, they told us of a trolley that runs to Nabatharang at least. But, am I correct in thinking that there was a reason you did not do so yourself when we first asked? Yes, the gate, you see, it's impassable. Before there was a hulking thing of stone, the Talos had opened the gate, they say. But none operates such a thing now. I do not even know if it yet exists. I do not know, but you should travel east to Mount Brain Mines. It is where the trolley controls stand. I still see miners there from time to time, if anyone knows what happened to the Talos. It will be them. Thank you. You've been such a great help. We're off to Mount Brain then. Let's hope that someone there will be able to answer our questions. I'm curious. So there's still an entire area that I have not gone to. Because this is Calusia. This is what's it called? Fairy Kingdom. Slitherbow, Morduk. So there's still an area that I have not gone to yet. I was curious, like, how far into the expansion I am. The scale of the track is impressive, I'll give them that. Now we only need to follow it till we come to the mines. You're heading to 77 dungeon soon. Okay. Oh yeah, because the level cap was 80. That do make sense. Ulu, would you say... So I have it set up so when I summon Bahamut, it automatically goes Summon Bahamut, Searing Light, and then my Astral Flow just does all of those at once. Considering it flips between Bahamut and Phoenix, and Searing Light doesn't refresh, is it better to save Searing Light for when I summon Phoenix? Or should I just be casting Searing Light whenever I can? Doing a mess, isn't it? But the mechanisms for dispatching the trolley are here, just as Zunzun said. Fortunately, anyone who might know how to use them is not. We might wait for Zunzun's mysterious miners to appear, or have a look around and see if we can deduce anything useful in their absence. I'm in favor of the latter. Something near the entrance of the mine's proper caught Eorzea. Meet us there if you find anything. Nevertheless appears sturdy enough to bear the trolley without issue. Cup is slightly warm, and a fair amount of tea steeped over long with the colors indication remains within. Best case scenario would line up to the max damage. That being said, I don't really like using that. That's fair. No worries. I like it because it simplifies things. Like my main one, I've got my 2 macros here. I can honestly probably take Topaz, Ruby, and Topaz Disaster off of my list. I've got a macro that just changes Ruin and try Disaster into the upgraded versions whenever I have a summon out. Like, I don't know, it simplifies things. Go away! I have things I'm trying to do. Benches within a passenger car. Oddly enough, it is clearly old. Though it's clearly old, it appears to have been well maintained. Oh my god, stop! hast thou discerned? Things. Thine observations are consistent with mine own. Let us refrain from further discussion ere our comrades arrive. Ample evidence of recent maintenance and lukewarm tea besides. Levers for switching tracks look like they were in good condition, though I couldn't move them myself. An ordinary person could, I think. It's my belief that no person is meant to. This Talos beareth more than a passing resemblance to the golems. Something I accidentally clicked. Nor doth it appear to be the sole example of its kind. Proliferation of Talos fragments, as well as the enormity of the mechanisms here, suggests a considerable number were once in operation. Alas, this specimen and its fellows now lie lifeless and broken, and I know not how to repair them that they might facilitate our passage to the gate. And without the aid of the Talos, even if thou wert somehow unable to unbar the trolley's path, we would still have no means of propelling it. We might not know how to repair the Talos, but someone must. Otherwise, why keep everything in working order? Whoever's been maintaining the cars and rails must know something that we don't. Let's ask him what it is, shall we? I do believe that you'll find a person of interest skulking in the shadows behind the warehouses on the northwestern side of the tracks. While you two have a friendly chat, the rest of us will gently encourage those in the south to come out of hiding. Defend yourselves if necessary, of course, but do try and keep everyone in one piece. Off we go, then. Wait, where'd you come from? Never mind that. You have no business here. Of that, I'm sure. Good to hear. These two aren't much trouble either. Let's see what they have to say for themselves. So we're not the brigands come to take what isn't ours? Do we honestly look like we need to steal, what, some rusted bolts of iron? Don't be absurd, we're not here to rob you. Likely story. You look, well... You don't look normal, that's for certain. You don't have any wares, so you're clearly not merchants. Travelers never pass this way. The only reason that you would come out out here is to strip the machinery for parts. Oh, Thaf, I have an idea. What if, once upon a time, a lovely lady of noble birth ventured forth in search of her lost love, joined by her two most loyal servants, sworn to follow on to the world's end? On their journey, they met a sorcerer, and ancient as time itself. Moved by the lady's devotion, he offered to be their guide, and they... turned up here somehow. You can only assume that you're being intentionally obtuse. But in the unlikely event that there is some serious conjecture, no, I suppose I am the bodyguard of a sort, but we have rather larger concerns than fairy tale romantics. Though I would fain hear more of this ageless sorcerer and his heroic deeds. Gods give me strength. If I may, we're actually searching for a means by which to travel to Nabatharang. We were hoping that the trolley here might offer a solution. I realize we haven't gotten off to the best of starts, but if you know anything about how we might get it working again... The trolley? The trolley! You should have led with that. We're always keen to discuss the trolley. We're both engineers in training, in fact. Jerk and Thaf, at your service. Technically, I'm a miner, and he does the repair work, but our true passion is the trolley. They're trained nerds. We're working with a few other folks to get it up and running again. Before you ask, yes, it's true that there's little in need of transport these days. But that's no reason to consign the miracle of mechanical innovation to dust. The mere sight of it traveling the tracks once again would make hearts sore, mark my words. You hear no argument from us. What progress have you made thus far? Not as much as we'd like, truth be told. Well, is there anything we could do to assist you? We could gather materials or help put pieces together. It's slightly more complicated than that, I'm afraid. If you spoke with Magnus, you'd understand. He's the one with full knowledge of the trolley's operation. I suppose you could speak with him if you like. We'll introduce him. Very well, our options are limited, and if this Magnus can explain whatever it is preventing the trolley from being restored, I'd like to hear it. Looks like you'd be following us back to Twine, then. You're right, we can leave right now, though, you haven't seen another fellow around here, have you? I thought he'd have come out by now. You think he'll be alright? That's, I suppose we did force your hand a bit. I'll have a look just in case. You go on ahead, Thaf. Alright, looks like it'll just be you and me then. Try not to let anything take a bite out of you on the way out of the rail yard. Damn, that smarts. Did he have to thump me so hard? I'd be feeling that for the next fortnight at least. Not to be done about it now, though. I pointed your overeager companions in the right direction and they've gone ahead, so we'll need to get you moving. Normally, we walk atop the tracks, but seeing as the young lady has a much shorter stride, that'd be a much more perilous route than I'm comfortable suggesting. We wouldn't want anyone falling through the gaps. Of course, the low road presents other dangers, but having been on the receiving end of your friend's blows, I'm not worried on that account. Wait a moment, I think I hear something. No, that's something alright. Run! any of to be quite as fraught with danger. Nearly to Twine, though, so we should make it without any further incident. This is it. Welcome to Twine. The original dwellings were built to house the laborers tasked with building the track. Over time, the miners came to seek their fortunes, and that's what made the town grow to what you see before you today. But it was still the trolley that brought them here. As you've doubtless noticed, the track goes to the very heart of the town. It was the heart of the town, back when the trolley still carried everyone home by the end of each hard day in the mines. Now, there is no trolley, nor much work to be had in the mines, for that matter. The only residents that remain are the destitute, the delusional, and those with nowhere else to go, or so they say. That should give you some indication of what to expect when you meet Magnus. As said, it will help you understand why we can't get the trolley running. Just don't expect too much aside from that. That's encouraging, but I don't see that we have much choice. Let's go meet the man. Where are you supposed to be? Never seen 3 of you in my life. Or the 4 of you? Wicked wife, you've got something to bother me. At least have the damn courtesy to stand still. He thinks this one's deep in his cups. These are my guests, Magnus. We ran into him at the mines. They're looking for a way to reach Nabatha Rang, so they came to ask about the trolley, you see. There's nothing in Nabatha Rang, not anymore. And especially not for the frail little girls, so give up. You must reach Nabatha Rang. I must. So you have more, so you have your heart set on it. The world doesn't care. This place is a ruin, nothing more. That place is a ruin, nothing more. And you're not getting there in the trolley. The thing doesn't run on hopes and dreams. We're not fools. It's necessary. It's a necessity that drives us to Nabatha Rang. If you insist on that the trolley is not an option, at least tell us why. No, I'm sick of people asking me about the blasted thing. Let me be. We'll speak outside. He only said that because he thinks I'm weak, and he's right. But I can't be. I won't be forever. That's why there has to be some way. I must find it. I feel like they were like, oh, a full survey of the mines could take weeks. And it's like, well, if the alternative is reconstruct the trolley system, I feel like doing a survey of the mines isn't that crazy. It's great that this works on plot time and we can probably fix the trolley in a single day, but I'm just saying, realistically speaking, if they're like, our options are do a survey of the mines ourselves or reconstruct the trolley, I feel like reconstructing the trolley sounds like the longer one of the two. It's clear that Magnus has no intention of helping us, but perhaps we should ask the other residents. They may know something of the trolley. I'll take the north side of town. Let me know if you learn anything. Could art thou consent to stand and witness to fate's course and take no part? This isn't a matter of fate, Eorzea. It's about choice, and I've had years to decide where I stand. Anthelia has spent too long in chains already. I would not shackle her again by making my hopes known. It's for her to choose what shape her destiny will take. It's for me to stay silent, to protect her, teach her, and stand by her. That, at least, I can do for her. So be it. Come, let's make our own. Let us make our own inquiries. I've already attuned. Okay. Here you are. You'll be pleased to know that I got our friend back home with no trouble at all, and he's just fine. He's a bit shaken up is all. And you, what did Magnus have to say? I did have a faint hope that you need my prompt him into action where our interest is not. But I suppose that it was foolish of me. I'm sorry we couldn't be of help, though. I could at least show you the trolley car we have here. If you'd like, you could give it a stroke or two. It has some very smooth wood. You mean to say you're not giving up, even knowing Magnus is Magnus? I don't see much point in you being stubborn about it, though. Perhaps stubbornness is exactly what the situation calls for. Can't forge iron without an anvil, after all. I can't imagine that anything you try will work, but if you're certain, you can help me make preparations in the event that it does. Then take this toolbox. We're gonna go inspect the rails. I'll have a look along the tracks for anything that's in need of repair. You bring the tools and be ready to hand them to me whenever I stop to work. Why don't we just walk along the track? Like, who needs the trolley? We can just walk along the tracks to the end of the trolley. A proud array of lovingly maintained tools within. Brilliant. Now, if you could help hand me what I need as I work, it would be a great help. In this case, this bolt loose for one matter. We can't have that. I need to tighten it. This one will do nicely. Now give me one moment and... Yeah, I don't see any other problems here, so let's continue on the track. Orb! Orb. I'm a bit concerned about this lantern post. Would you read the tools for me? Oh. Lamp here. These aren't often necessary these days, but if we're going to do this, we may as well do it properly. And if by some miracle the night returns as it did in Lakeland, well, it's a nice thought. Anyhow, a bit of this post seems to have splintered. Whether the lamp is to be lit or not, we wouldn't want these little pieces of wood jabbing the next person that comes through here to do maintenance. I'll still need to stand it down a bit. This wood file's perfect. But let me even this out. That should do it. I'll bring some varnish next time to finish the job. I haven't spotted any other problems, so we can move along now, unless you'd like to take in the view of the tracks for a bit longer. It's breathtaking, I know. Mining's always been the primary vocation of folks in the Hills of Amber, you see, but after a certain point they dug up everything that could easily be reached and carried back by manpower alone. It was then the Naboth Empire struck upon the idea of the Talos, which they had seen at work abroad. At great expense, the Naboth brought the Mistil engineers who specialized in the Talos here to the hills, and once you know it, the mining industry picked right back up again. Twine itself sprung up around that time, as a matter of fact. It was named after the entwining of tales, the fruitful cooperation between the native Ronso and the newly come Mistel. But that, like so much else, fell apart in the wake of the flood. The Mistel left, taking their knowledge with them. It was 15 years ago that the last of them, the folks from Daedalus Stoneworks, took off for Yulemore, and now no one remains that can repair or operate the Talos. There's no use lamenting what can't be changed, and there's one more thing that we need to do while we're out here, so we might as well get to it. The vultures occasionally make their nests on the tracks, you see, and it falls to us to remove them when they do. The creatures are angry when disturbed, which is natural, but nevertheless a danger to anyone passing by. It's not my favorite task, to be honest with you, and you may have noticed I'm not terribly suited to confrontation. That said, would you follow the tracks north and remove any nests you find for me? I'll keep an eye on things from here. Should be everything taken care of. Here for your help, I'll tell you a bit more about the trolley. Nothing that can get it started again, though. As I said, the only people who knew how to repair the Talos are long gone. When they left, life began to bleed out of the town. The trolley's tracks rusted and its cars fell into disrepair. Now, I was born in Twine, raised there. My first word was trolley, damn it. All those, and those are the worst years of my life. But then, about 7 years passed, Magnus's wife returned to us. Magnus is a real, proper trolley engineer. Perhaps he would never have left in the first place if it hadn't been for his son. As you're well aware, Amarang is hardly the safest place, and Magnus wanted his child to grow up away from its dangers. It didn't help. In the end, the seniors got the boy. Isn't that always the way? The child had always said that someday he wanted to see Magnus's trolley running again, so in his memory, they returned to Twine and started fixing those rusted rails and broken cars, and it was going well for a time. Wicked white vultures. They're back for revenge. Never mind, I don't want to find out. Nice work out there, and now you know the story of the trolley. I won't you do much good without the Talos, though. Preserving the single one that still functions, things might be different, but here we are. Not that it'll do you any good, but we do have a Talos we've been meaning to repair. I can show you if you'd like. It'd certainly be nice to hear something other than Magnus's griping for a change. I'm curious, there's a website that lets you see what clothes NPCs are wearing, right? Garland tools, okay. Yeah, jerk. Equipment. Swallow skin coat. Because it is a cool looking coat. Okay. I might look into getting myself one of those, because that jerk's got a nice outfit, and his hat is a newsy cap, flat cap. Oh, and I can just buy it from. Okay. Cool. I might grab this at some point. Truly a most vexing state of affairs. I thought mayhap a closer examination might yield something of value. I see. The means to build a Talos stone by stone are lost to us, 'tis true, but here before us slumbereth a most fine specimen. Indeed, were it not for a few minor failings, it would be in working condition. 'Twill likely require naught but a few modest repairs and a suffusion of ether. Well, if you think you get the thing up and running, far be it for me to stop you, but what exactly do you reckon is the problem? I should stress that I have performed only the most cursory of examinations, though such arcane constructs are not wholly unfamiliar for me. As I did suspect from the first, it is a host to a network of veins through which ether floweth freely. Or so it would, were it not for several features which now impede said flow. When the hells did you get all that from just a glance? I take it you've thought up a solution as well, then? To bridge these fissures require the material highly conductive to ether. Once in place, I believe it will be possible to restore the Talos to life. Might it prevail upon thee to acquire that which we require? Not far beyond the walls of twine dwelleth the creature of living stone, the debitage. Full sure am I that the stone from such a being will provide most suitable to our needs. Would prove most suitable to our needs. Very good. I shall have Thancred and Memphilia attend me in the remaining preparations. I spied but 3 obstructions to the flow of ether in the Talos, and thus would I ask you to provide 3 stones of the debitage. Deadage? All else will be made ready upon thy return. Ooh, what outfit are you wearing? Oh, I already have one of those. I was looking at I was checking out your Chocobo's armor, dude. Oh, not what I wanted. Thancred and Memphilia will return Erlon with the remaining supplies you require. Didst thou succeed in procuring stones from the debitage? Yeah, I did. Fine specimens, one and all, you have my thanks. We need now but wait for Thancred and Memphilia's return. From end to end, the paths by which aether may flow through the Talos have been duly mended. They but require sufficient endowment. It's not moving. Strange. The core refuseth to stir. I fear the condition of this Talos is more dire than I previously surmised. As a heart driveth blood through man's veins, so doth the core aether throughout this massive frame. Failing its repair or replacement, the Talos cannot be restored. So it was the heart after all. Thou didst foresee this outcome? Well, no, not exactly. We'd never gotten this far in trying to repair it, so we had no way of knowing the heart was the real problem. We tried to find another, in case things turned out as they are now, but... Jerk? This really isn't my story to share. Please, Jerk, if something went wrong, maybe we can help. Alright. After all you've done for me, I suppose it's the least I can do. Right then, the Talos. Their hearts cannot be made from just any stone. You need a special sort with sufficient etherical conductivity. Both it and the other materials used in construction of the Talos bodies are mined in the same place. Place, of course, being here, the Hills of Amber. And it was 3 years ago when she... I can't, I'm sorry, you'll have to hear from that for someone else. Back to the tavern, then. So here, eh? You can ask again, but the answer's the same. Our trolleys are... God damn it, jerk. You could have at least finished so I wouldn't have to clean up your mess. Seeing as how you made such quick progress in fixing the Talos and all, he was probably thinking you could help change things around here. And I think he may be right. Gather your friends and he'll tell you what you want to know.
Magnus's wife was a miner, you know. Greatest prospector there ever was. When the golem hearts started failing, she was the first to head out in search of more. Problem was, most of the veins ran dry ages ago, and finding fresh ones to tap's only gotten harder. But she wasn't one to be deterred. She just kept digging deeper and deeper. And then the mine collapsed. We labored day and night to clear away the rubble, but it took us 2 months to find her. To find her body. Magnus has never been the same since.
Where is he, if you don't mind my asking?
Ah, yes, well, if he's not here, there's only one other place he'd be.
What? Oh, you again. How many times must I tell you? The trolley won't run! We'd be better off dismantling the damn thing and selling the parts for scrap. Now, piss off back to wherever you came from. And don't let me catch you around here again.
What were their names?
My son was named Skuli. My wife, Agna. Being here with them, it beats going home. Home stopped being home when I lost them. I thought to try and drown my sorrows, but somehow the bottle's never deep enough.
No bottle is. Believe me, I know.
You've lost someone too?
Not like you. Not my own flesh and blood. I grew up an orphan, so I never really knew what family meant.
Proper adventurer, Thancred is.
Not until I met a man who offered to take me in and make me his pupil. He was a kindly soul, always looking out for me, like a father. Not that I appreciated that at the time, or anything else for that matter. But I finally had a family. And then I robbed a young girl of hers. I did my best to make amends, to offer her comfort. But the more I look back on it, the more I realize just how inadequate my efforts were. I let her down. That is why I refuse to let her legacy die. In the end, all we can do is press on, for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. And that requires your Talos. Please, Magnus. You are our only hope of reaching Nabarth Areng.
I mean, again, we could probably just, like...
What rubbish.
I don't know, get some rope, rappel down the cliff. I'm just saying, this feels like a very contrived...
She's not gone. No matter what you say or believe, she's not. We can still bring her back.
As cute as this whole storyline is, and it ties in with the themes of the game, and it really fits Thancred's whole, like, story arc, I still just feel like it's one of those times where it's like, and now to take a break from the thing that you're actually doing for an unrelated series of side quests to distract you. Well, do I know the pain of loss and how heavily it can weigh on one's heart. Nevertheless, there is but one way forward. We must needs procure a new heart for the Talus. Thaf, knowest thou any locations where we might find the stone we require? No matter how scant the possibility, we would seize it. Told you all the veins were tapped dry years ago, though I suppose if you really wanted to try, you may find something in Nuvi's leavings. It was opened well before the Talus became commonplace, which is why the mining there was never quite as deep. When you get there, look for Guthjon and tell him I sent you, but don't be surprised if he tells you the same thing. Thine assistance is most appreciated. I think it best Thancred joined thee in this search. Though he wouldst be quick to deny it, his heart is in turmoil, and his thoughts clouded. It would be unwise to ignore his distress. Last, lead on the stone we need to power the Talus. I can't very well have you go on your own. Lead the way. I'd say we're long overdue for a good turn, and I can only hope the gods feel the same way. Now, Nuvi's leaving us to the south, was it? Let's get going. You described it as expecting the place to be abandoned. Perhaps our fortunes are finally improving, though we should probably hear what Guthjon has to say before we celebrate. Assume we can find him, that is. were you and what are you doing in here? You should have listened to Thap. You're wasting your time. This site is not as developed as the others, is it not? Surely there must be something left. I should explain. The stone you're looking for is Leonine. All the talents in Hills of Amber are powered using them. Or were, at least. Anyway, whatever's left, if anything, is too far below to be safely excavated. In the deepest reaches of the mine, we use talos to keep the pathways from collapsing. They're still there, but they could give out at any time, which is why much of the mine is closed off. The only option is search the higher levels for any fragments of Leonine that might have been overlooked. I suppose there may be one other way. Don't leave us in suspense. What you're asking is for a trade secret. I'll need to be duly compensated in exchange. Fine, what do you want? The other day I found a piece of Verbert gold piece down in the mines. A bloody Verbert gold piece! And wouldn't you know it, I dropped the damn thing somewhere while I was working. Find it and I'll tell you what you need to know. You drive a hard bargain, sir, but we'll take it. It seems we have our work cut out for us. Thankfully, I have an idea of how we might hurry things along. As I'm sure you've noticed, despite the best efforts to illuminate the corridors, it's rather dark in here, meaning it will be that much harder to find a single coin hiding in the shadows. So I propose to use these sun drops. They'd help the eye take in more light. Why don't you start your search further in? I might handle this area here. I'll retrace your steps in case you happen to miss it. If you feel the drops effects wearing off, you can give you more, don't worry. Okay. So we need to drop the gold piece somewhere closer to the entrance, make a more fool for me for thinking Lady Luck was on our side. Maybe she is, yours at least. In the end, my contribution was a little more than poor company. I'm gonna have done it without your sun drops. So you say, but you have a proven knack for success regardless of circumstances. I doubt very much I could have discovered it unassisted. I only managed to survive the Kurthan wilderness in the Imperial capital by virtue of extensive preparation, a habit of mine since childhood, and one of my few positive traits which endeared me to Louis Sois, I imagine. It hadn't been easy finding ways to compensate for my condition. Every tool and trinket has proven vital to my continued success, such as it is. Had I chosen to pursue the arcane arts rather than espionage, well, I'd rather not think on it. So long as I have the means to protect those dear to me and see to my duties, though, it's all that matters. Now let's hurry and see that return to Guthjon. The sooner we get back to Urianger and Philia, the better. Back. Does that mean? Yes, here is your piece. I'll be damned, you actually found it. A deal's a deal, but don't think this means you'll find what you're after. To be honest, I wasn't sure you could pull it off, but you did. I'm a man of my word. Come with me. Every time I step out of those mines, the sky seems to get brighter. I'd never leave them if the air weren't so stale. You're not coming to hear my grievances. You're off to Leonine. First off, I have to ask, have you ever heard of rockworms? Rockworms? I know them by another name, though I'm fairly certain the locals call them knockers. Aye, they do. Whatever you want to call them, those little bastards may be the answer to your troubles. They fit through cracks and crevices down where we could never hope to reach, and on occasion they come back with something valuable. They dig up Leonine in the mines? And it's a rare occurrence, but yes, it's said that usually amounts. That said, it usually amounts to no more than a few flakes. While other options sound so tantamount to suicide, how can we draw out these rockworms? Around that shack, you find a bag full of smoke bombs. Set off a few in the mines, and you'll find them, flush them out in no time. Once they're out in the open, knock them senseless and check their backs. I should warn you, this method of mining, if you'd even call it that, is used as a last resort to account of what little they're like to bring back. You'll want to cover as much ground as you can if you hope to find anything of value. Assuming you do find something, bring it back here and I'll have a look. Split up if we're to cover more ground, as he suggests. If you can cover 3 areas in your map, I'll see the parts between them. But I think I'm gonna hop off here because I've got work in a little bit. Let's see if there's somebody that we can like raid. Already messages you, found the missing persons. I clicked that button before I clicked on finding a person to raid. Oops. Let's find someone new, perhaps. Let's see. This person's doing a Realm Reborn quest, so let's go ahead and do that. We shall raid Chip the Derby. Thank you for hanging out. I should be live tomorrow, probably. Yeah. But until next time, if you're on YouTube, it's gonna be twitch.tv/ShipToDerby. Until next time, be seeing y'all later. Thanks for hanging out with me.